So, folks, without further ado, I'd like to introduce Mr. Tommy Ross, the Assistant Secretary of the Navy Research, Development, and Acquisition.
That was a really overgenerous introduction. I can tell you it's proof that, a little good staffing and some well-placed talking points, you can fool anybody. I'm not that guy, but I appreciate it. And I'm really glad that you had me here and honored to be here tonight to recognize the winners of the Expeditionary Warfare Excellence Awards. This is really where the future of expeditionary warfare is being developed, here at Quantico. I was fortunate a couple months back to be able to come down here. General Walsh at Marcorps Syscom invited me down to view some of the cutting edge technology that the Marine Corps is developing in long range fires and unmanned systems and that kind of thing. And I came down here with the Commandant, and we were out viewing the technology demonstrations. Really impressive work by General Walsh and team here. Unfortunately, it was conservatively 170 degrees and no shadows to hide in. And I could not handle it. I wilted in the sun and was just sweating profusely and just wringing out sweat from my tie. And I looked around and everybody else was doing the same thing. I mean, everybody was just dripping sweat out here watching these demonstrations. And then I looked over at Commandant Berger, and he is dry as a bone. Not a single drop of sweat on his forehead. And more than that, he's just peppering the demonstrators with questions. Well, what if I took this and put it on this? Could it do that? And on. And, meanwhile, after I fainted and recovered and we're still going, half an hour later, he's still got more questions. It was really amazing display. And I think, it's incredible to see a leader with that kind of passion and that kind of vision leading the Marine Corps forward. But the thing about that is it takes a lot more than just him to take that vision and execute it. And I think that's really what we're here to celebrate tonight. General Heckel said something really briefly to me before this ceremony began about the awardees tonight. He said, it's as if they read the force design document and then went out into the world and made it happen, made it real. And I think that's what it's all about. That's what the Commandant and the Marine Corps as a whole depend on to realize the vision that we have for keeping the Marine Corps the world's dominant maritime fighting force and crisis response force. So I'm really grateful to be here again. I think it's a wonderful occasion. I'm really also grateful. I want to echo General Heckel's thanks to the Marine Corps Association, the support you provide, throughout the year for Marines and families is just invaluable. I also want to echo the thanks to our industry partners here. I can tell you as kind of the acquisition guy, we don't get anywhere without our industry partners. We're it is a marriage that cannot fail. We depend on them for our success across the board. I was also, I had the occasion to come back down here a couple weeks ago and participate in a ceremony at Marcorps Syscom to recognize individuals across the Marine Corps who contributed to the operational planning and execution of military assistance to Ukraine, which is, as you all know, is really, top priority right now for our government and for our world. It's, the impact that those efforts are having, really can't be overstated. The awardees that I got to participate in recognizing and got to meet were really impressive. And I think, what was impressive is their shared commitment to the Ukrainian people against a powerful and aggressive adversary that has been persistent in their aims and has undertaken means and activities in Ukraine that I think, while we may have seen coming, were really a shock to the world. And they've done it by, I'm not sure I can, even as a North Carolinian, recall the Georgian phrase that General Heckle, riding them hard and putting them away wet. That's what they've been doing there. Finding weapons across Marine Corps inventories, getting them ready for delivery, sending them downrange as expeditiously as possible. It's really been important and impressive. All of them knew they could make a difference, and they did. I think the same thing is true for the Marines and sailors that we're going to recognize tonight. They're operationalizing naval expeditionary warfare concepts in critical theaters right now, and they epitomize the best attributes of naval integration and teamwork. While most of them are from Task Force 51, all 4 of them represent our Navy and Marine Corps team globally. And I have no doubt that the impressive citations we will hear tonight will resonate throughout this room and remind you of the countless Marines and sailors you have served with before and who you serve with now. So let me congratulate the awardees and thank you for representing your commands a long way from headquarters. Speaking of headquarters, our Secretary of the Navy, Carlos Del Toro, marked his first year in office this week. His guiding principles for the department remain consistent, clear, and concise. First, maintain and strengthen our maritime dominance and expeditionary capability. Second, empower our Marines and sailors through a culture of warfighting excellence founded on strong leadership and treating each other with dignity and respect. And third, strengthen our strategic partnerships across the joint force with our industry partners and especially with our international partners around the globe. At Modern Day Marine this spring, the Secretary noted that today's Marines and sailors are direct descendants of those who turned the tides of World War II in our favor, one amphibious battle at a time across the Pacific. Yet today's Navy and Marine Corps team faces increasingly capable pacing and acute threats, and so they must have increasingly better expeditionary warfare capabilities to defeat them. More than ever, these threats present or demand a truly expeditionary Marine Corps, armed, agile, and postured, always ready. The department's uniformed commanders know this. The Commandant's Force Design 2030 and the CNO's navigation plan will deliver the fully integrated, all-domain naval force we need to control the contested spaces, protect the sea lanes, and deter potential adversaries. As the Secretary's representative for research, development, and acquisition, I am responsible for delivering and sustaining both Navy and Marine Corps programs for the department, which directly supports that first guiding principle. That's why we're investing in expeditionary platforms that can provide the sea lift and capability to deliver Marines to the modern fight. Let me mention just a few of them. From LPD Flight 2s to LHA Lightning carriers with F-35 Bravos, our amphibious platforms provide the expeditionary heart of the modern ARG and MEU. The CH-53 Kilo's heavy lift capabilities are unmatched. This aircraft is already transforming independent freedom of movement for units like the new Marine Littoral Regiment in the Indo-Pacific. Development of future light amphibious warships, long-range fires, and unmanned systems will further increase maneuverability and lethality. With platforms like these, naval and expeditionary forces will remain the 911 force our combatant commanders always ask for. I want to say one more word about our acquisition efforts in support of the Marine Corps and the reason our Marines are able to remain that uniquely agile, lethal, and responsive 911 force, even as operational environments change. As many of you know, and I mentioned this earlier with the demonstration of long-range fires technology, we've been working on this technology. The Marine Corps has been working to develop this technology for some time, and there's been some mishaps along the way, including recently where we've had technology that malfunctions in some of our tests and that kind of thing. We're moving fast in the field, and we're seeing some bumps in the road. I think in some acquisition programs or some acquisition organizations that would be seen as a failure. What I love about the Marine Corps and what I think we need to replicate across the Department of the Navy and across the Department of Defense is that these episodes are not taken as failures but as opportunities. Commandant is driving a culture of experimentation, learning, and rapid adjustment. If we're going to keep pace with our adversaries who are building and modernizing their forces at incredible speed, across the enterprise, we must strive for this kind of failure, learn, and get better quickly, faster than our adversary. I commend the Marine Corps for leading the way. Now, tonight's about the awardees, and I don't want to steal any more of the spotlight from them, so let me get off the stage. Thanks again to General Heckel for hosting this event and bringing us together. Thank you again to the Marine Corps Association. Everybody should make use of those QR codes. And thanks again to our partners and sponsors for a wonderful evening here tonight. Thank you.